Welcome student. Now we study about the stress prone and stress resistant personalities. Okay. Personality and stress. Individuals differ dramatically in the response to a problem or a stressor. Some people are born with a temperament that a predisposition them to higher or lower level of tolerance to stress. Your cognitive reaction to a situation plays a role in determining how stressful a situation is to you. What is stress in personality development? Stress can be described as the distress that is caused as a result of demands placed on physical or mental energy. Stress often affects behavior so that stress in one person is also likely to put stress on those around them, whether family, friends, or colleagues. How we deal with stress is due to, in large part, to our personalities. Yet, regardless of personality, we each exhibit many inner resources to use in the face of stress. New behavior can be learned and adopted to aid in this coping process. Response to stress. These are four distinct responses that correspond to our primary behavioral tendency, that is, fight or flight, tolerance and avoid. Personality types, you can see many more types here. In the showing this picture, type A personalities and type B personalities. Personality types. Stress prone personalities. These personalities do not cope with stressful well. Type A personality, codependent personality, helpless-hopeless personality, that is say type C. Irrational, illogical personality. These are stress prone personalities. And then stress resistant personalities. These personalities cope with stress well. Type B personality, hardy personality, survivor personality, type R personality, or sensation seekers. These are stress resistant personalities. Stress prone personalities. Type A personalities, codependent personality, helpless personality, type C, irrational, illogical personalities. Type A personalities. Common type A traits: impatient, competitive, work obsessed, achievement oriented, aggressive, stressed. These are character of common type A personalities. Stress prone personalities in this type A personality: time urgency, rushed lifestyle, aggressive, hostile, easily angered, hard driving, unable to relax, cynical, not generally anxious. Polyphasis, multitasking, two things at one time. Ultra competitiveness, rapid speech patterns, manipulative control, predicted or hard disease. Hyper aggressiveness and a free floating hostile. The type A personality. Type A individual is described as being easily aroused, very concerned over wasting time, and often angry. Beginning in the 1980s, healthcare professionals sought to identify these individuals in order to intervene and prevent the development of coronary problems. In response to stress, tightened facial muscle, gestures, grimacing, explosive speech interrupt the interviewer, hurrying the peace. Increased risk for CHD and all other causes of premature death, even when other risk factors are controlled. Anger, hostility type may be example important, especially important. Type codependent personality. Ardent approval seekers, perfectionists, super overachievers, crisis manager, devoted loyalties, self-sacrificing victims, manipulators, victims, feelings of inadequacy, reactionaries. Perfectionists, these people are obsessed with carrying out every task to perfection, get caught in detail, never see the big picture, are too hard to themselves and others, perform the same task repeatedly he do. Personality type C. Characteristic of a type C personality: consistent and dependable, emotionally repressed, unassertive, prone to illness. Helpless, hopeless personality type C: poor self motivation, learned hopelessness, cognitive distortion, where perception of failure repeatedly eclipse prospects of success, emotionally dysfunction, external locus of control of reinforcing behavior, feel helpless, hopeless, give up little or no emotional response to stress, please others at their expense, often depressed behavior inertia. Type C is related to poor health, more likely to get cancer. Stress prone personality types: irrational, illogical personality, characteristic as awfulness, evaluators, needy, do not perceive situation accurately, unrealistic expectations. Most stress stems from negative thoughts or irrational belief. ABC model: A. Activating agent, B. Illogical beliefs, C. Consequence: psychosocial. Stress resistant personalities: type B personalities, hardy personality, survivor personality, type R personality. Type or personality called as, say, or personality, type or personality. Stress resistant personality studies by Kobesa have shown that people with high level of stress but low levels of illness are labeled as stress resistant personality. They share three characteristics which are referred to as the personality traits of Hardiness. Hardiness is a set of beliefs about oneself, the world, and how they interact. It consists of three C's: commitment, invest oneself in the solution. Commitment in terms of a sense of personal commitment to what one is doing. Stress resistant personalities have commitment to work, family, hobbies, and social life. Control: take control of situation, don't to run from it. An individual should have a sense of control over his life. Stress resistant personalities have control in terms of sense of purpose and direction in life. Challenge sees opportunity rather than problems. An individual should always be ready to face challenges in life. Stress resistant personalities view changes in life as normal and positive rather than as a threat. Type B personalities, characters of the type B personalities. You see here, low stress here, even tempered, flexible, adaptable to change, patience, tendency to procrastinate, creative. These are characters of type B personalities. Stress resistant personality type B personality. Opposite type A, relaxed, easygoing, experience fewer agile than type A. Typical, not as successful as type, but many are successful nevertheless. Decreased risk of coronary heart disease. The picture you can understand. The type B personalities: easygoing, emotional, flexible, relaxed, expressive, laid back attitude. Hardiness. Over time, make business executives were studied on those in the group who most adequately survived stressful events were said to have a hardy personality style and to be characterized by commitment, devotion to jobs, families, and other valued activities, control, a sense of personal mastery over the activities and lives. Challenges, a perception of life as challenging, not threatening, and as an opportunity to test themselves. Other studies have found that while commitment and control are associated with good health, challenge is not always necessary. However, feeling helpless, that is, not in control, and being uncommitted have themselves been found to be stressful condition, and people with optimistic outlook on life have been found to be healthier. Hardiness is conception as a personality characteristic which encompasses three component traits: commitment, challenge, and control, and acts as a resistant resource mitigating the adverse effect of stressful life events. Kopsar 1979. A number of empirical studies in the US have demonstrated its role in moderating stress, illness, relationship, but hardiness have not received much attention in the UK. In the present article, data from UK sample in numbers 87 are used to examine the psychometric characteristic of current version of Kobasa hardiness measure and the relationship of hardiness and component scales to Eysenck dimension of extroversion, neuroticism, and the lie scale. Hardiness scores were found to be negatively related to age, but it did not differ significantly between males and females, and were not influenced by social desirability bias. The alpha value for the reliability of overall score was 0.89. Correlation. Score on the components of commitment, challenges, and control were strongly related to extraversion positively and to neuroticism negatively. The canonical correlation of being 0.60. Multiple regression analysis showed that age, gender, and the Eysenck dimensions jointly accounted for 37% of the variation in hardiness score. These results are discussed in relation to psychometric issue and relevant literature findings. In the early days of research of hardiness, it was usually defined as a personality structure comprising the three related general disposition of commitment, control, and change. They function as resistant resource in encounters with stressful conditions. The commitment disposition was defined as a tendency to involve oneself in activities in life and as having a genuine interest in and curiosity about the surrounding world, things, other people. The control disposition was defined as tendency to believe and acts as if one can influence the event taking place around oneself through one's own efforts. Finally, the challenge disposition was defined as the belief that a change, rather than stability, is a normal mode of life and constitutes moving opportunities for personal growing rather than threat to security. Lately, Maddy has characterized hardiness as a combination of three attitudes: commitment, control, and challenge that together provide the courage and motivation needed to turn stressful circumstances from potential calamities into opportunities for personal growth, while acknowledging the importance of three core dimensions. Baritone considers hardiness as something more global than mere attitude. He conceives of hardiness as a broad personality cycle, or generalized more of functioning that include cognitive, emotional, and behavior qualities. The generalized style of functioning, which incorporates commitment, control, and challenge, is believed to affect how one views oneself and interacts with the world around. Stress resistant personality types. New one, survivor personality types. A person who responds rather than reacts to dangers or stress. Biface traits, left and right brain skills. Proud but humble. Selfish but artistic. Rebellious but cooperative. Spiritual but irrelevant. Consider optimistic and good at creative problem solving. What is type or personality? Type or is a new alternative to type A and P people. It describes those who are resilient, people who can accept change, failure, and disruption. They see challenge as opportunity and can reframe less than idea situation into constructive perspective. Type or personality, sensation seekers. Zuckerman, 1971, identified the sensation seeking personality as those people who seek thrills and sensation but take calculated risk in their endeavors. They appear to be dominated by an adventurous spirit. Sensation seeking. Sensation seeking is a basic personality trait that has been defined as the seeking of varied, novel, complex, and intense sensation and experience, and the willingness to take physical, social, legal, and financial risk for the sake of such experience. Zuckerman, 1994. The test used to measure the construct the sensation seeking scale (SSS) has been evolved from the first version containing only a general scale to form version 5th. The latter contains 4 subscales and a total score based on the sum of the subscales. These subskills are based on factor analysis and the results have been replicated in form developed in many other countries. There are one thrill adventure seeking TAS, an expressed desire to engage in physical activities or sports which are sometimes risky but provide unusual sensation of speed or defense of gravity. Parachuting, scuba diving, downhill sinking, experience seeking. This item describe the seeking of sensation and experience through the mind and the sense as through music, art and travel, and social non-conformity and unconventionally. This inhibition, example, seeking sensation through social activities, sex and drinking, and associating with the people who share these pleasure-seeking preferences, and boredom susceptibility, which represents an intolerance for a repetitive experience or predictable and unexpected people. More recently, scared, impulsive sensation seeking has been developed as part of 5-factor personality test. Zuckerman, 2002. Resilient personality and stress. These people, resilient personality people, commitment to goals, focus on what they can control, don't blame themselves, are empathetic, think positively, see challenges. These are qualities of resilient personality people. Resilient personality and stress. Author Al Sebert first wrote the survivor personality and later the resiliency advantage to drive home their point. Our life is not determined by what actually happened to us, but rather by how we react to events. Resilient individuals have a tendency to respond to major hurdles in life with humor, wisdom, as well as mental and emotional flexibility. They don't get stuck in what should have been, but rather refocus their efforts on handling what is. If this does not describe how you respond to setback, don't fret. Resilient personality and stress. Characteristic of resilient personality: ability to cope in stressful situation, continuing engagement in activities, flexibility to unexpected changes in life, ability to seek social support, perceiving stress as a chance for growth and development rather than a threat to life, taking care of one's body, living in harmony with nature, optimism and sense of humor, work and love, developing spiritualism and seeking true sense. Personality type D. Type D personality traits. You can see the picture. Negative self trait, lack of self confidence, hopelessness, pessimistic outlook, fear of rejection, sadness, gloominess, feeling of worry. These people having the character. Personality type D. These 4 characteristics are common in type personality D. Demoralization, hopelessness, pessimism, rumination. Such stress factors have been linked to increased chances of heart disease, which causes 1 in 4 deaths in US. Type D personality traits. Type D is particularly personality type first labeled in the 1990s by the Belgian psychologist and researcher John Donald, the letter D in the type of personality stands for distrust and is referring to a set of personality traits that involve things like feeling of worry, sadness, irritability, pessimistic outlook, negative self-talk, avoidance of social situation, lack of self-confidence, fear of rejection, appearing gloomy, hopelessness. Type D personality types. People with a type D personality are more likely to be lonely and anxious, even though many of us can feel a variety of these things at times. People with the personality type D experience these traits more frequently than the average person and more consistently over time. A personality type is not attempting to offer a mental health diagnosis, only a notable pattern of behavior that can be researched as related to physical health, particularly cardiac and immune health. Understanding the four personality types. Understanding the four personality types here. Type A, the director, goal oriented, risk taking, good under stress. Type B, socializer, relationship oriented, outgoing, enthusiastic. C, detail oriented, logical, prepared. Type D, supporter, task oriented, stabilizing causes. Type X, combination two or more personality types when they are equal. Type X personality types. The X indicates a cross or an intersection of two or more types. It is not unusual to see the X between two of the four personality types, and it does not necessarily have to include primary or stronger personality type. Thank you, student.